let me introduce Joyce Ametor, who is the founder and CEO of INICIO BD Company Limited from Ghana. The topic of today for her is impact of climate change on agriculture and food supply, especially during the times where every country is grappling for food security. Every country is trying to bring a lot more technology, innovation, and efficiency into the entire supply chain. Very interesting to hear from Ms. Joyce on this particular topic. And let me introduce the speaker for you tonight. Ms. Joyce Ametor Kporvie has 12 years of working experience in the public sector, spanning across diverse areas such as development banking, investments in the industry, agriculture industry, and the hospitality industry. She is the founder of an agribusiness company which is into production of crops such as maize, ginger, yams, coffee, and coconut, adding value to ensure sustainable food security. She's also a council member of the Chartered Institute of Credit Management Ghana Governing Council. Without much ado, let me introduce and let me invite Ms. Joyce to enlighten us with her words of wisdom from her depths of experience. Thank you very much. And the stage is yours, Joyce, and welcome.
Thank you very much. Thank you for inviting me to be part of this insightful session of the 2022 Global Sustainable Development Summit. So thank you very much. As I said, I will be speaking on the impact of climate change on agriculture and food supply in Ghana. I'd like to highlight the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. This agenda is universal, transformative, and rights-based. It is the most comprehensive blueprint to date for eliminating extreme poverty, reducing inequality, and protecting the planet. Now, importance of agriculture to Ghana's economy. Agriculture is among the three major sectors of Ghana's economy, and it is acknowledged as the mainstay of the economy. The share of agriculture in Ghana's gross domestic product in 2021 was 19.7%. Ghana also earns agricultural export earnings of 476 million, which contributes to 14.3% of total NTE earnings in the year under review, which is 2021. Now, overview of Ghana's agricultural system. Ghana's agricultural growth largely results from expansion of area of production and increase in productivity of existing land. Smallholder farmers constitute the largest segment of production, and they mostly cultivate land sizes of 2 hectares or less. There is a need to increase land size since population keeps increasing, and then there is loss of arable land due to the expansion. Now, challenges facing the agricultural sector in Ghana. Lack of better infrastructure. Better infrastructure such as irrigation, accessible roads, rural electrification at farm sites, improper markets, lack of R&D, improper market structures, and the like are infrastructure that is not available for smallholder farmers in Ghana. Also, lack of equipment and machinery. Equipment such as tractors and other implements, such as combine harvesters, seeders, and the like, are not readily available for smallholder farmers to have access to prepare their land. Lack of inputs and technology, as well as facilities for storage, processing, and marketing of produce is also a challenge facing smallholder farmers in Ghana. And then the technical know-how of farmers is also a challenge because most of these farmers are rural-based and do not have adequate information on the crops or the farms they undertake. Lack of agricultural finance is also a problem because of the risky nature of agriculture everywhere in the world. Now, the effect of climate change on agriculture in Ghana. Ghana's agricultural production is already being adversely affected by increase in climate variability, which results in rising temperatures, a greater frequency of dry spells and droughts, rising sea levels, land degradation and erosion of arable land, intermittent floods, and resulting infrastructure damage. Loss of soil also due to deforestation, which affects biodiversity, which affects the yield of crop. Now, as climate change impacts on agriculture intensify, it has become increasingly difficult to grow crops, raise animals, manage forests, and catch fish in the same ways and in the same places as we have done in the past. Therefore, with these challenges posing as a threat on our supply chain of food, it is necessary that research and development should be enhanced, whereby we will have improved inputs, and then also inputs such as seeds that are high yielding, and then pest and disease resistance, and then also optimal application of fertilizers and other agricultural chemicals. Now, mechanization of smallholder farms will be needed because most of these farms are being done using hard labor, and this makes it very difficult to undertake farming. And most of the people are trying to shy away from farming since you put in more energy, more money, and you do not get better yield out of it. Therefore, there is a need to mechanize, to help them to be able to mechanize their farms. Now, irrigation. We need to augment water supply on farms. Now, climate change has affected the weather patterns in Ghana. It is difficult now to predict as we used to do in the olden days or the traditional method of farming. If you want to depend on the predictions that we used to do, then of course you are going to fail, because the time you expect the rains to come, the rains may fail you. Therefore, there is a need for us to augment the water supply that we get with irrigation. And the final thing I will say is that technology is also very important. I believe that the use of AI methods such as precision agriculture to monitor crop moisture, soil composition, and temperature in growing areas will help to increase yield. Now, mitigation and adaptation to climate change in Ghana's agricultural sector. Reduction in post-harvest losses of food is estimated that, we need to reduce post-harvest losses of food. It is estimated that food wastage is responsible for an estimate of 6% of the total global greenhouse gas emissions. We should also adopt improved and sustainable land, water, fisheries, and forestry management. Now, the last one, which is the access to climate finance, is very, very, very urgent, and we need the finance to help us to leverage on larger flow of public and private funding for sustainable agriculture. In conclusion, food is such a basic need, a fundamental right, and such a simple pleasure to eat. Therefore, there is a need for all of us to put our hands together and make sure that climate change will be mitigated, and then food supply will not be affected. Together, we will raise awareness of climate change and how it affects our food systems. We will also continue to engage the society through publications, educational programs, and launch of climate action projects within communities in Ghana. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Joyce, for bringing such interesting insights from Ghana, right? And due to the paucity of time, it's time for me to introduce my co-host. I'm sure she has already introduced herself, Ms. Dawn, to this forum. And from here on, she would take over. Thank you very much. And once again, good morning, good evening to all the different participants and panelists joining from across the world. Let me appreciate the great, I would say, contribution you're doing to the global sustainable development, and your efforts are definitely, I would say, are going to are going to create impact to this world. Thank you very much, and handing it over to Ms. Dawn Hang. Great evening, all of you. Thank you very much.